33, Elgin women's team. I've been getting a really good insight into you guys the last couple of weeks because I've joined yous and it's magic. I love it. Absolutely love it. One of the best decisions I've made in football so far. We've got Mel McDonald, captain. We've got Orla Scott, left back. And you can't see her just now, but we're going to have on in about 30 minutes. We've got Lily Morrison here as well. Goal scorer from the weekend. So we'll start off speaking about the weekend. Still buzzing, still on a high. Still can't quite believe it. I can say that as well now because I'm kind of part of the team. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think even now, like, you can't really put it into words, that feeling. Like, I only played the last 15, 20 minutes of the game, but even sitting on the bench, like, for those 7 minutes.
I could hear you the whole time.
It's usually when Mo tries to stay as far away from the bench as possible if I'm on it. He hates listening to me when I'm on there. I just don't shut up. But no, it was good. The girls that started and played the whole match were unreal. And the whole team, even the subs that didn't get on, everybody was up for it.
Yep.
And just performed brilliantly on the park, and we couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yep. Orla, you're 100 mile an hour. You were 100 mile an hour on Sunday.
Yeah. Sometimes can go wrong, but
it can go wrong, yeah. But it went very right on Sunday. That's the main thing. I think you were just keen to get, because like that little right winger. You were first at every ball, but you missed a few of them.
There was no need.
Sometimes you didn't need to be in there. You were running and launching balls in. We were trying to slow down play, but you were just. You could tell you were enjoying the occasion.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. Are you still buzzing about the weekend? Because I don't know. It's first time I've been involved in something like this, so I've still got a bit of the buzz from it. Like,
I can't even lie. It's only like settled. Like, it sounds so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've literally been drawn for the next round of stuff, and I'm still like, it just doesn't feel like it's actually just happened this weekend.
Last 16 in Scottish Cup.
Like,
Strange.
it's unreal.
From a wee team that didn't exist 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I did say it before. I'll start off with the same question, so we'll just kind of quickly go through them because we've got a lot to get through tonight. How good a football player is a kid? Give me a few sentences, Orla. Well, you're still a kid yourself.
Yeah.
But
I'm not exactly.
How old are you? 17?
16.
16. So how old would you say you were when you started getting into football?
I was probably primary 2 or 3, so it's like 6 or 7, I think. I was all right. I wasn't great to begin with, to be honest. But I think after a while, because I played with like the loons and stuff like that, it kind of like developed me to become like stronger and stuff.
Aye.
And so I guess that helped. And then also just going to watch my brothers and stuff play.
You got a left foot as well, which is half the battle.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. You know, like, I'm not saying this about you because you're a great player, but I've seen when I was younger players that were shite that would just get in because they had a left foot and you could play them left sides and it's easy. Mel, how good a football player as a kid?
My dad would say I was the best thing since sliced bread, but I would beg to differ. I was a standard 6-year-old just chasing the ball. Whatever the ball went, I went as well.
Yep.
I was the same. I played with the boys up until I was like 14. There wasn't really a women's team or a girls' team I could join until I was like 14, 15. So yeah, it was the same. Just playing with the boys, getting stronger, getting your shins kicked the living lights out of. But yeah, no. I was all right at best. But
makes you a better player. Playing with older boys, playing with loons, playing with stronger people, makes you a better player. Football idol growing up, maybe getting a bit of who was sport here. Who was football player you looked at when you were younger?
I'm not really good at answering these questions. I really don't know. That's such a difficult question.
What football team do you support?
I would say probably Aberdeen. Okay. I think my dad supports Rangers, but all my brothers support Aberdeen, and I'm just so.
Just play, you know that fast.
If I'm being honest, I'm not too fussed about it, but as long as just Celtic.
I've found it's mental. I've found that a lot of people who play football, like there's a few boys. I've got a welfare team, and I asked boys who just support. Nobody really. I'm like, just like playing football, you know. So Mel, I know your answer of who you support, but
Yeah.
who did you look up to growing up?
Henrik Larsson.
Fantastic answer.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day. Yep.
Yeah, my dad's a big Celtic man, so
Good
was my
man.
granda. So when I was wee, it was a case of sitting watching the football with my dad, and yeah, just something about Henrik Larsson and watching him with the ball at his feet and how he could score from any and every angle. Not that I score any goals, but yeah, he was somebody I really looked up to when I was wee.
Brilliant. First involvement with Elgin Women's. How did your involvement come about, Orla?
Well, I used to play at Davern Vale under 16s, and basically the team kind of like folded. So we had no coach, we had literally nowhere, and there was an option to go to Turriff. And they're quite a good side, Turriff and things, but I just kind of wanted to change. And then my dad said about Elgin, and I was like, okay, I'll go and see how it is. Went to my first trial, did so bad. It was horrendous. I literally remember going there and doing a rondo, and I'm not joking. I didn't even touch the ball. It was so bad. I was so embarrassed. And I went in the car with my dad. I was like, no, I can't join them. But I went again, and then scored and things, and that kind of helped.
Yeah.
And then by the third time, I kind of decided that I think Elgin was the right step for me rather than playing in under 16s for another year.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I made it because it's
Working
just it's such a good step up compared to
It's brought your game on.
Yeah, I think it's definitely helped me improve a lot compared to how I would have if I was at the 16s.
Well, I think we spoke about that before. At 16s, you're only playing against other 16s, whereas you're playing against grown women. And, sometimes grown men in training, Mo.
Don't know what I'm doing about yet. It's not great.
Mel, how did your first involvement with Elgin Women come about?
So I was there for the very first trial when it started. I sort of heard about it beforehand because I was still coaching the Muddy Girls at the time, and they were sort of involved with the setup of the trials and stuff. So through Mark White, I'd heard bits and pieces about the team getting set up and would I leave Cali and come back to Elgin, and I wasn't really sure at the time, but round about the time that the trials came out, I sort of fell out of love with playing football at Cali. I'd left the development team and started training with the first team. Knew I wasn't going to get any game time there and just was sick of the travel. So as soon as I saw the trial, I decided to go for it. Nikki Grant also had something to do with it. She was at the Murray Girls Awards night and not so gently persuaded me to come to Elgin. There might have been a few purchasing of pints involved in that conversation, but yeah, from the first trial, went to, I think there was another 2 or 3 after that, and then just been there ever since.
It's just a bit like a bug. Once you're in, you don't really want to go.
No.
I've found that. Yeah, I've kind of came in last couple of weeks. I'm just learning. That's what I'm in doing. Learning from Lily's dad, learning from Mo. Good and bad habits, but mostly good. I said it in the last episode. I think Mo's coaching isn't any different things to things I've seen before, but sometimes he just gives you little nuggets of information because he's played at that level and that high level before, and it can just be something small, adjusting your feet or your body position or something like that. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I can't do that. I've never had that playing experience. I can throw you 1,000 different drills, no bother, and I can tell you little things technically, but I can't do that side of things. Which learning is great. I'm all for it. But you've also got people like Sarah. Sarah comes in. You've got Johnny. You've got probably one of the most important people all. You've got Chris. So
It's brilliant.
it's a good wee team. I love it. Yeah, absolutely love it. So I'm interested to hear this one because you've had, let's just say, last season's squad's fairly different to this season's squad, or certainly when you started out. Who's the best player you have played with at Elgin Women? I want an individual answer from both of you.
Oh my days. What's a mental question?
I would say it's either Lindsay or Carly.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, one of those two.
Yeah, they're brilliant. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. The first time I seen the two of them play, I was blown away a little bit. Like this, you've got Carly who'll just put her head on absolutely any football. Just I've never seen anything like it. I work in the men's adult football, and I've not got a player like that. I wish I did.
She's unreal.
And Lindsay technically is outstanding. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Very good at little 1-2 kind of touch and go, pass and move things. Unbelievable. Flip side of the question: who's the best player you have played against in your time? Is there anyone that sticks out in mind? Any games you have played, even the recent ones?
I would probably say going to be Nat Bodium from Cali.
Okay.
I played with her in training and then played against her when we played them in a friendly.
Yeah.
And she's just one of those players that you can put her anywhere on the park and she'll just run rings around even if anyone. Or there's Kaylee McKenzie as well, who was also at Cali, and she's just moved to Ross County. She's an unreal player.
Yeah.
Another one again that she'll play anywhere. I've only ever seen her play as a striker, but she'll play centre mid, centre back, right back, anywhere, and she's just an absolute brick wall.
Aye. You two don't get an easy time in training because you normally are up against Mia or Alexa.
Yeah.
And you've normally got Darcy or Sarah or Mia having to contend with them. That front line, them 4 or 5 girls that are available, you include Lauren in that as well. That's for the level we play at. That's
they're lethal.
yeah. It's unbelievable. Like, I don't know. I think between them, Mia and Darcy have got over 30 goals this season. And how many games we? I think there were 9 games we've played, 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
So it's like, yeah, I can say I was very pleasantly surprised when I came in, because I didn't underestimate you. I just didn't know what to expect when I came in, because I've seen you play. I've been down to a game before, but I'd never seen you train. It's a different seeing someone train and someone play. It's a totally different thing. Seeing you train, I was very surprised, and in a good way, because the level is very high. Your weakest player, and I wouldn't point at any names, is a brilliant player, and that's what I judge how good a squad is by, is maybe who's maybe not the greatest in the squad, but they're still a great player, you know, and that's the way you've got to go on things. Right, so Orla, season so far, I'm going to get you into a little bit of this so far. So there's been some fireworks. I'm going to mention some moments, and we're going to go through a few of them. One of the games I missed, and I was really disappointed, was 5-4 against Huntly. So I was away from my little boy's birthday in Aberdeen, but absolute fireworks.
Yeah, it's always a good game against Huntly. Like,
I've heard.
If you're wanting something good to watch, I'd definitely go to that game at the lot. Like,
what do you think it is? It makes it so fiery. It's just,
I don't know. I think it's a derby, isn't it?
That local rivalry. Like, we don't have anybody else in the league that's sort of in that same vicinity as what we're in.
Yeah. Would you say that? Obviously I'm going to be biased and say we've got a better team, but they're the ones that are competing this season in that league with us for the top spot. I think Granby and Ladies have got a decent enough team as well.
They've just made a few new signings as well.
Yeah, I think that's something to do with Dice. Is it Dice Women folded?
Yeah, I think that, and they've just signed somebody who was playing for Montrose.
Aye.
She'd retired and then decided she was coming back and signed for Grampian.
Yeah, I heard that. It's interesting, but at the end of the day, we're still the unbeaten team in the league. I think the best performance I've seen was that 8-0 at Stonehaven. I think, I don't know if you would agree with me.
Yeah, I think we just played, I don't know what happened that game. We just don't seem to not one player on that pitch had a bad game. No,
it absolutely clicked that game. 2 clean sheets running. Can you tell me the last time that happened, Mel?
I've got absolutely no idea. Probably last season, but I only played like 9 games last season, so I'm probably not your best person to fact check that.
Okay. But it's good. It's good. Goal difference is unbelievable as well, because scoring a lot, not conceding a lot. Some games are conceding a lot, but not a lot. I'll go back to Mo. He says, well, it's only one time we've been unbeaten this season, and it wasn't a significant loss.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a part of the team then, but what was the case with that? Is it you'd been beaten in the League Cup or something like that?
Yeah, it was against Huntly, and I think we all had a good game. I think on the day it's just they got the last goal in the net, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That and decisions not going your way and decisions going their way that you wouldn't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
But I think Mo got, what was it, 2 red cards in that game, maybe 3. Lily's trying not to burst out laughing in the corner after that. But yeah, it seems to be that
there's always a card or 2 in that game. There.
One of our main downfalls seems to be Huntly away. But since then we've not lost. I think after that we drew with Ross County. It wasn't really a significant loss, like Mo said, because we still finished in the top 2 in the group, so we made it into the League Cup rather than the League Plate. So can't really complain about it that much.
Not at all. Captain, how does that, like, I know you've been asked on Barrabriggs Beat before how it came about and that, and I've heard your answer and things like that, but like, you must be pretty proud that like we're doing the town even further proud now, and you're kind of leading the way with things. Obviously Mo is as well, but on the pitch you've got the armband and things. How does that feel? Are you're Elgin? Well, you live in Elgin and things like that, but you're born and bred.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
mum's side of the family sort of always lived here. Dad's side of the family sort of been in and around Elgin. So, I think my mum's dad was involved with the club. My uncle was a season ticket holder. My wee cousin played for the club as well. So there's always been that family sort of tie.
Yeah.
Used to go down and watch games quite often at the weekend with my dad. So yeah, it's amazing. You just can't put it into words to have the opportunity to captain your hometown team, and for us to be on the run that we're on at the minute as well just makes it even better.
It's unbelievable. Like, I don't want to say anything, but like, there's a high possibility of silverware this season. You know, that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
We're still in all the cups after Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's still a possibility of 3 trophies this season. And that's the way the club's going. That team didn't exist 2 years ago. I keep going back to it, but it's mental. Like, I've just started up a welfare team. If they're on course for 3 trophies next season, I'll my pants out. Sorry, we might have to beep that out, Ryan. Right, last question before we get a change around, because I want to hear this from Lily, I want to hear this from Orla, and I want to hear this from Mel. I'll be interested to hear Lily's answer to this one. What makes Mo such a good manager?
I think Mo just has that experience that a lot of managers, like you said earlier, anyone can chuck you some drills and that, but Mo's just got that extra knowledge where he knows like what you should be doing, like where you should be, where you shouldn't be.
Yep.
And he, not only that, he cares about us, like on and off the pitch. Like, he's just a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's just lovely.
Yep. Mel, what do you think?
Yeah, and exactly the same as what Orla said, but I think he's also got the abilities. He knows that he can speak to different players in different ways. So he knows that some of us sort of benefit from tough love, both on and off the pitch, and he knows that other ones you can't really do that with. And I think that's a main thing with a lot of managers. They just think it's sort of a one shoe fits all. But Mo knows that he can give us 3 a hard time.
I was ready to say, I've got 3 in here that I get tough love quite a lot.
100%.
Yeah. And there's other girls in the team where you can't speak to them the same that you would speak to us.
Yep.
But I think that's a main part, is sort of knowing your squad and knowing how to get the best out of them. And he seems to be doing pretty well at that at the minute.
He's good.
The thing I've found the most fascinating is his team talks. I think they're brilliant. Like, I've never seen, like, I've seen team talks before and that, but like, I was standing 10 feet tall on Saturday after that. Like, I don't know about yous, but I was like, I'm ready for this. Like, I wasn't even playing. And you know, he's deep with it. You know, he'll go into speaking about how training's been and like how we deserve things and we've worked hard for things, but also putting in the hard work needs to happen on the pitch. But he also does leave it down to you guys, you
Yeah.
know, which I think's great because he'll say what he needs to say, and then he'll give you that little time before you go out to go and do your own little thing. Same as the warm up, you get your 5-10 minutes to do little thing. I've changed my warm up with my welfare team, started doing the same thing. But it's good. It's good. Right, we're going to get a wee changeover. Okay, so we've had a wee changeover.
Yep.
We've now got Lily, and I'm just going to get straight into the weekend again because you scored the winner. I've watched that goal about 20 times.
So have I, I'm not going to lie.
I've watched that goal about 20 times. It's just an absolute ping. Was it just a hit and hope?
I don't even remember now. Like, just watching it, I'm like, oh my God. I think I just controlled it and I just hit it. I didn't even look, to be honest.
It was through the keeper's hands, like, but there was nobody saving that. Like, it was, and then, like, that was, what was it, 23rd minute? I think you scored.
It was quite early on, so I was still like, oh, come on, we need to still keep going. There's no stopping here because any moment they could have got a goal.
That was a long 60 minutes. It
Tell me
was
about
really
it.
long 60 minutes. One of the things I put in the chat the other night, and I actually really like it because your dad's, you probably didn't get much hugs off your dad these days, being the age you are, but it's no through him, it's just teenagers, you know. But one of the things I noticed, it's a whole squad photo, but your dad's got your arm around you. Your dad looked very proud of you. You've just put the team through the Scottish Cup. Has that kind of sunk in? Because it's weird. Just like I'm at the sidelines and I feel it weird going back to work, thinking we just experienced that. So you just scored the winner. How was it going back to school on Monday?
To be honest, it was just like a normal Monday.
Aye.
There was a couple of folk that was teachers and people in my year and stuff that would be good on the weekend. But to be honest, I was just so excited in my own head. People probably thought I had an amazing weekend, which I did. But I'm still buzzing. I was buzzing on Monday.
Mm-hmm. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. It'll keep you going through. I didn't speak about this before, but I'm not so disappointed. Your dad seems a bit disappointed. The draw, how? Yeah.
It's probably not the best. Like,
Nah.
I think we were hoping for Rangers, Celtic, Glasgow City sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
When Celtic got pulled against Glasgow City, I was a bit like, oh, our chances are low here. And then St Johnstone came out, and I was a bit like,
no away. If anything, at home maybe. Yeah, but not away. I think that draw. I'm not. I don't want to predict anything, but like they're all winnable games in football. You know, it doesn't matter who you play. Maybe not against Rangers, who are winning 24-1 at the weekend, but you know, they're all winnable games in football. We're the lowest ranked team. We put out a team a division above 2 rounds ago, 2 divisions above this round. Can we go 3 divisions above now? Because it is 3 divisions, SPL 2. They're sitting in the bottom half of it. I've had a wee look at their team. They've got a good striker up front on loan from Dundee United. I can't remember her name. She scored a few goals this season, but you know, we've said it before, winnable. Do you feel confident when you go in? Like, I can't say from a player's perspective. I'm not going to let you on what me and Mo discussed before, because, well, we can with the previous game, but not with the next game. But after watching the VEO, we were just say quietly confident we could take something from that game. We really were. Not watching any VEO on St Johnstone. How do you feel going into the next round? Nervous, excited? What's the crack? Do you think we can get a result? Do you think, all right, we're maybe in for a doing? What's your perspective? Because everyone's got a different perspective on football. It's football at the end of the day. Mel?
Like, it's a case of that nervous excitement. Okay, it's an away day, but the club are putting a bus on, so...
Yep, couple buses, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. 3 buses if my mum works her magic, man, just to get everybody and their dog that she knows to come down.
Right.
So we'll have a good support there with us. But yeah, everybody gets that sort of butterflies in your stomach for a cup game because it's win or go home, basically.
Yeah.
I think, like I said in our group chat, the players' group chat before Sunday passed, like there's more pressure on, like they're expected to win. Nobody expects anything from us, so there's more pressure on them than there is on us.
Yeah.
Which I think's the case going into this game again. They're an SWPL2 team.
Mm-hmm.
We're 5th tier, so they're expected to win.
Huge difference.
So I think the weight of the expectations on their shoulders is probably going to be a lot more of the weight on our shoulders. I think if we play like we did on Sunday, then we've got every chance.
Yeah. For anyone listening that's trying to put it into perspective, it'd be a perspective of a Highland League team knocking out a championship team in the Scottish Cup. So it's a huge ask, but it's not impossible. It's happened before. Lily, you excited? You nervous? How? Because you never seem phased going into games. You just seem like it's a game, you know. I get a feeling your dad was a bit like that.
I don't know. Sometimes I will go before a game and I'll feel a bit wheezy in the stomach. But to be honest, I think we've proved ourselves the first time on Sunday, and there's no reason that we can't go into it again.
No.
And that's just like the kind of mindset you've got to have, I think, to win these sort of games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why we did win on Sunday.
Yeah. Mentality is huge. Your dad's massive at putting that into into me. Like it's not a winning mentality. It's just a desire to win. You know, and he speaks about desire a lot. I like the word desire because, we know we're capable of doing it, but when we actually go and do it, you know, there's a difference. I'm going to go back to that question. What makes your dad such a good manager? He's a bit different for you. He's hard on you.
That's a really tough question. I get everybody asking, what's it like to have your old manager? But at training and at games, he's just my manager. He's not my dad. He's just, I listen to him, I do what he says.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite good. Like after a game, I'll go home and we'll have the proper analysis out about the whole game. So, and he's kind of always been my coach. If he's even not been my manager, like I'll go home and he'll tell me what I've done wrong, what I've done right, and it's not much different, to be honest. But I enjoy it. So
yeah, that's the main thing. Enjoyment's always key. If you're not enjoying it, what's the point? You
exactly.
know. I'm as I say, I keep going back to it. I'm learning a lot for your dad. I really am enjoying company. I think he's hilarious. You maybe don't think so sometimes, but I think he's fucking hilarious. I really do. Some of the one-liners he comes out with, but he's very quick-witted. Your dad, and I've noticed that he's very quick-witted with you lot. It's So Dunipace, Drybra, St Johnston. That would put us through to the last 8. Surely got to get a big team then. Surely.
You'd hope so.
Knowing our luck, we wouldn't though. Every time we've gone into a draw, we've been like, right, we want Celtic, Rangers, Glasgow City.
Yeah.
It never comes out.
Yeah.
Aye.
And they always seem to be like, I think it was not this draw, but the last draw. I think it was Celtic got pulled. And we were like, we were ball number 4 and it was ball number 5 that got pulled. We were like,
Yeah.
Doesn't come closer than that.
How far can this team go?
Tough
I
question.
was going to say, don't look at me like that, Lily.
I don't mean in the cup, but just over the next couple of years, how far can this team go? Because pushing on a promotion just now.
I think there's definitely promotion in the next 2-3 years. 100%.
Yeah.
And we're already second in the league just now with a couple of games in hand.
Yeah.
I think it's really possible.
Still the only unbeaten team as well.
Yeah. The team we've got right now is just incredible.
Yep.
And again, going back to Sunday, we've proved ourselves 2 leagues above and we're beating them. This league shouldn't be a problem.
No.
Yeah.
And we kind of spoke a little bit about before we came on. Murray Gills are a very good feeder team for Elgin City Women. A couple of them played in a bounce game a couple of weeks ago. Didn't look out of place. I don't
Not
think.
at all.
So there's room for growth there. It's also, you move up leagues, you start attracting bigger players. It's as simple as that, you know. But also you've got things like, these are all young ladies, so you've got your own little venture to be going on in the next couple of seasons. You want to speak a little bit about that?
So yeah, America 2026 scholarship. It's not 100% yet. It's something still that I'm deciding about, whether I want to stay like in the UK doing uni or if I want to go to America.
Yeah.
But I think I'd be stupid to not do it. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, and my dad always tells me, you know, if I ever got that opportunity when I was your age, I would have snatched it up in a minute. So it's
women's game's huge over there, absolutely huge. Like it's 10 times the size of the game over here, and it's a chance to go to another country, learn new culture, meet new people. You know, And it's always one of these things, like if you don't do it in 10 years, you're like, I wish I'd done that.
Yeah.
You know. So good luck to you.
Okay.
Right, we're going to speak a little bit about the team from the weekend, because I normally do a 1-11, but because I'm not going to force you to produce your favourite players ever. I'm going to run through all the players, plus the subs, plus a couple of players that have maybe missed out through injury and things like that. And then I'm just going to pick out a couple of names and we're going to go through them, or I'll get a wee mention here. Okay, so the starting 11 from Sunday was Maisie, Niamh, Emma, Josie, Orla, Carly, Lily, Lindsay, Mia, Sarah, Alexa, Mel, you came on, Lauren came on, Isla, Gracie and Kat on the bench, and I've got to give a shout out to Darcy and players like Charlie and things like that as well, because they come down and train and good wee players. First of all, I'm going to speak about Maisie, because I think that was unbelievable at the weekend, what she done. Biggest character in the dressing room.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't know how to take her sometimes. Like, most try to do this serious team talk and she's just making random noises and just coming out with all sorts of weird shit.
She's a bit unpredictable in that sense. You don't know what's going to come out next.
She's a proper goalie though. Like, wee bit mental, but like reliable as hell. Big character. Quite funny. I think she's funny.
Yeah.
She's also kind of a little bit the heart and soul of the team, I find.
Yeah.
People kind of, I'm knocking that camera, sorry Ryan. I'm not used to it being there. People kind of congregate around. And it was all good to see you kind of run into her on Sunday, because she was massive in that win. I think, like, I would, she needs to stay at Elgin, but she's capable of playing at a higher level, Maisie, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
I think she's got the right attitude for it. She's definitely got the technical and capable ability, because some of the saves, I think, from going in a game that was 8-0 the weekend before, where she had nothing to do the whole weekend, to go into a game like that and produce something, I think says something in itself. Back four, so Niamh, Emma, Josie, Orla, they were all brilliant. They were all really good at the weekend. We'll give Orla a mention, because she was 100 miles an hour at the weekend, and Mo kept telling her slow down, but she was straight back in,
sprinting to take throw-ins, and we're trying to waste time.
Yep. She was still sprinting like 80 minutes into the game, just chasing after everything, but keen, you know, obviously doing her job. I think Emma and Josie were absolutely immense at the back. Emma especially put her head on just about everything at the weekend. Niamh, for coming into the team the last couple of games, has really looked quite settled. Ellie's shoes are big shoes to fill. You know, very good player, and she's done great. So the middle three, like that middle three would absolutely destroy my welfare middle three. Like, so Carly, Lily, and Lindsay. What makes Carly such a good player, Mel?
She would head her a brick wall if you asked her to. Like, there's nothing that she wouldn't do to stop that ball bouncing and for the other team to win it. She's got a great attitude. Just wants to win every ball. Like, tracks back. Pushes forward, but not very often. She does sit more defensively. But yeah, she's just a solid player. Just wants to do everything she can to win a game, and just drags us all along with her when we feel like we're slacking a wee bit.
Absolutely. Lily, how hard is it to play against Lindsay in training?
Oh, it's my worst nightmare. If there's anyone that I don't want to play against at training, it's Lindsay.
Yeah.
I see her coming towards me, and sometimes I'm just standing there because I'm like, I know you're going to get past me. But she's just like incredible with her feet. And then when she's got space to shoot as well, you know, it's hitting the back of the net, and it's...
Or the bar.
Or the bar, occasionally.
Well, we done that wee long ball drill I put on last Wednesday, and I think she took it round your dad twice.
Yeah.
And dinked him one of the times, and I'm just like...
He was probably raging.
I'm just like, I'm having nothing to do with this. But, and then the front three, we'll move on to the rest of the guys in a minute, but the front three were really good. Sarah, after... How long Sarah been out for?
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
to come back in last week and score, and then to start and run her socks off for 60 minutes. She was disappointed in her performance. There was nothing to be disappointed about on Sunday. She was unbelievable. Mel, you'll be able to give me a better answer than Lily here. What's it like playing against someone like Mia? Because she's so like awkward to play against. She reminds me a bit of like a Zlatan. She's quite tall, you know, she uses her frame very well, but she's quick as hell as well.
Yeah.
You know, can be in behind you and things like that. What's she like to play against?
She's a nightmare because there's nothing you can do to mark her. She'll take shots with her left foot, with her right foot. She'll header the ball. You'll be like Lily will be like running up the line to play the ball in, and you look over your shoulder like, yeah, okay, she's there. I know she's there. And the ball's played, and you look again, she's gone.
Yep.
And you look again, she's in front of you. So it's like you blink and you miss her. So yeah, she's an absolute nightmare to defend against. So I'm very, very happy that she's on our side and I don't have to face her every weekend. But
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Alexa, quality player, really good player. I think she's quite cheeky as well, and she's got a good cheeky side to her. It's good to see, but she's always cracking a joke with me. I think she's quite funny as well. But really good player, and I think. I don't know. I think that I'm trying to think. She was playing left or right side.
Right on Sunday.
Right side. So that left back underestimated her a lot and was not tracking back, and that gave us a lot of success on Sunday. What makes her a good player, Lily?
I think I've came up against her at training. She's really unpredictable. Like she'll go with her right foot one time, and then you set up to go right foot the next time, and she's away with her left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skills for days. Shooting, when she gets a shot, they're going on target. You just know they are.
Yeah.
But a great player. She came up from Murray as well, so
yeah, I've
known her for quite a while now as well. So
it's good. There's seem to be a tight knit of yous that know each other. If they've played football with each other or within a couple of years of each other, so I'm going to grab a drink. Darcy, I think she would have been the most disappointed person out of anyone to not be playing on Sunday after the run she's been on. But foot surgery, you'll be able to tell me, Mel.
Yeah, so she had foot surgery this time last year as well. I think it's like an ongoing issue that she's had.
Yeah.
I think it was bones that are fused together in her feet.
Okay.
Could be wrong, don't quote me on that. I think the recovery time is a lot longer than what it took for her to recover last time. So she was back within 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I think they said it was going to be like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But in true Darcy style, she did it a lot quicker than they expected. So we're hoping that it'll be a case of the same again this time, and she'll hopefully be back for that Scottish Cup game.
Absolutely. I've never seen somebody. She doesn't look fast, and see when a running style isn't fast, but by God, she's quick.
She's rapid.
I've never seen she's got a very particular running style, and it doesn't when you see people full on sprinting, she doesn't full on sprint and the arms aren't going like that. She's got but she's in there and she's quick, and the little balls are loose in the box. She's very quick at nicking and things like that. Proper striker. So we're going to the bench. Mel, I'll let Lily do a little bit of talking. What makes Mel a good player, Lily?
No pressure.
I was going to say nothing there.
I think she's quite commanding. You know,
yeah.
The lines are very organised with Mel, and you find the difference with the team. It stands up a little bit, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Like to play against, because you'll be going forward against her.
Yeah, it's not great. I'm not going to lie, but it's like coming up against a centre half, strong,
physical.
Well, yeah, will just push me to the floor.
Well, I've never pushed you to the floor. Not yet. There's
still time.
There's still time.
You know what will be happening in the next training session?
Next Wednesday.
Lauren, she's we don't see much of her at training because I think she works. She lives further away or something like that. But in games, she seems to come alive in that final third of the area very well. I would put a bet she's played at maybe a higher level before, possibly. How she'd like to play against, you know, she's quite a very tidy player. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like does the basics very, very well, and our game is good because of that. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. So I've actually known Lauren for 3-4 years now. So we met playing at Cali, and even then she was a nightmare to defend against. And even now that I've known her for 4 years, it's not got any easier. Yeah, she's another one of those players who's just unpredictable. Like 9 times out of 10, as a defender, as soon as a striker turns their back to goal, you're thinking, job done. But Lauren will turn her back to goal and then
be around you.
Yeah, couple step overs and she's away. Just sort of changed her style of play recently. When we were at Cali, she was very much like an out and out number 9, but she's quite happy now that she'll drop back. And she wants to feed those through balls as well as look for those through balls.
It works.
Yeah,
it works.
So she's very unpredictable.
Yeah. Another life and soul. I think it's a thing about goalkeepers. Isla.
Do you want me to comment on Isla?
Yeah, go on. Give us something on Isla.
I've known Isla for
she's good crack.
10, 11 years. She was my best friend throughout primary school.
Yeah.
And I've just pretty much grown up with her and seen her at Murray, and then obviously I came away from Murray for a bit, and now we're both at Elgin. It's just like reunited,
surreal.
Yeah. And it's just like training with her. Oh, do you left the training sort of thing? It's
a decent left foot on her as well. Like,
another left footer.
Yeah, she can hit a ball, like, definitely.
Isla makes me feel really old because I've actually known her since she was born.
Wow.
Because I went to school with her older sister, so Isla makes me feel really, really old.
Yeah, I forgot to mention our coach sitting here in the corner.
Oh yeah, we used to coach the Murray girls lot as well. So
okay, Mel, right, I didn't know that.
I've known you since you were what, 11?
Yeah,
give or take,
10,
something
11,
like that. Yeah. So
yeah.
I've seen.
We'll not give away
Lily
Mel's
do
age
it all
on the podcast.
Yeah, no.
Where I'm at Gracie. Gracie's a good wee player. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she needs to get that experience. But once she gets that experience, she'll turn into an even better player. You've probably played up against her because I think she's another one from Murray Girls. Is that right enough?
Yeah.
Has she always been a defender?
I want to say so.
Yeah, she didn't really play an awful lot until her last sort of season at the under-16s. And she got put in at right back.
Yeah.
And even just over the first couple of games she was getting consistent minutes, you really saw a change in her. She's got that drive in her where she wants to be the best version of herself, and she puts 110% in.
Absolutely. I was just wondering because she plays right back, but she likes to get forward. She really does like to get forward on that right hand side.
Forward,
yeah. Kat's a solid player. Like I think Kat's quite dependable. Like wherever you put Kat, it'll be a 7 out of 10 at least. Would you agree with that? Like, yeah.
So Kat's another one that I've known for years. I used to play for Murray girls with her when we were in under 13s, and her dad was actually our coach. So I've sort of seen Kat through all the different levels. I think she was telling us on the bench at the weekend that last time she was playing in the Scottish Cup was when she was at Inverness City, so what Cali was before they were Cali, and they were playing Glasgow City, and her coach Karen turned to her like 20 minutes before the end. She was like, oh yeah, if you go on, Kat, and just if you mark Erin Cuthbert, you'll be fine. She was like, yeah, cool, no danger.
No worries at all. I try to think if I missed out anyone. Charlie, good wee player.
Yeah.
Charlie's she's quite versatile. Like I've noticed she can play a number of different positions and reasonably good at things. Another Murray girls player, yeah. It's fantastic, the line of players that come through and will continue to come through. It's down to the hard work that they put in. Right, Mel. I'm going to do teammates with you.
Oh God.
Okay. Okay. So, as your captain, you can put yourself under pressure with this one. I think it'll be good. So, I'll know the answer to some of these straight away, especially the first one. Who's the loudest player in the team?
I'd say it's actually a toss-up between Maisie and Dozer.
That's a good shout. Yeah.
When Emma gets going. You know about it, especially after the game in the change room. As soon as Sarah puts that music on, dozers up on her feet and singing her heart out.
That's what you want.
And Orla's usually dancing along behind her somewhere.
Fastest player on the team?
That's a tough one. I would say it's probably between Ellie, Darcy, and Mia.
Mia.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Orla.
I was ready to say
100 mile out or so on the corner.
Yeah. Who's the toughest player on the team?
Probably Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she took a big knock on Sunday and definitely should have came off, but decided that we were going to have to drag her dead limp body off that pitch before she was leaving. So,
and didn't play any lesser because of it on
Thank
Sunday.
God she did stay on.
No.
Who's the funniest player on the team?
Probably Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a bit wacky, yeah.
bit off the cuff. Says things you probably shouldn't say. And if you get her and Maisie on a good run together, it's just a nightmare. But
There we go. Love it.
Sarah. Bit inappropriate as well, but I think that makes her even funnier.
Best trainer?
That's a tough one because everybody trains to like 110%.
Mm-hmm.
And also we all have our off days. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick a name on that one.
Worst trainer?
God, I'm definitely not picking a name on that one.
Okay, who's the best finisher in the team?
Again, it's probably a toss-up between Mia, Scottish Cup goal scorer, sitting over here, and Sarah.
Yep. This is an interesting one. Who's the most skillful? Who's got the best skills in the team?
Probably Lindsay and Lauren.
Okay.
I think when those two get going with the ball at their feet,
Yeah.
especially when they start twisting and turning, there's not an awful lot you can do to get the ball off them.
Right. Interesting answer. Who's the biggest moaner?
Maisie.
There was no hesitation
No.
on that. Best dancer?
Nobody really dances in the change room except Orla, so I think by process of elimination it's going to have to be Orla, who's looking very proud of herself in the corner now that I've said that.
She was waiting to hear her name there.
Who's the worst dancer?
I feel like it's also going to have to be Orla because nobody else dances.
Double whammy. Who's got the worst taste in music?
Nobody really gets a chance to be on music apart from Sarah,
Okay.
but I'll probably put myself forward for that. My music tastes a bit rogue.
Who's the most intelligent?
Oh, Darcy, Lily, and Orla. Those three, when they were telling us about their exam results, I was like, you lot are far too smart for me. But then, on the other hand of that, they'll also ask you the most stupidest, obvious answer questions ever.
Questions. Who's the least intelligent?
I don't think there's anybody that's least intelligent, but if anybody's going to ask a really stupid question with a very obvious answer, it's going to be Isla. There's like some of the questions she puts in our players chat and I'm like, see if you just actually read the message that you've replied to, you'd answer your own question.
Brilliant. And final one, who's Mo's pet?
That's a tough one. I actually have no idea.
Who never gets a rinsing?
Oh, that's quite tough.
Any thoughts, Lo? It's definitely not you.
No, I was going to say I'm bottom of that list. I don't think he has favourites, to be honest.
No.
That's the best way, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you play well, he might like you a bit more for that day, but when you go back to training, he's fine.
Aye, quality. Right, I'm going to do a little thing for my Patreons, but I don't need to really do it this episode because everyone's getting this episode. Merry Christmas, everyone. You'll should be getting this on the 23rd of December or any time after the 23rd of December. If you like this video episode and you want all your video episodes, sign up for a £5 a month. You'll get your episodes early. You'll get them on video. You can ask questions to the guests. I got one question for you tonight, and I'm not going to ask it because it annoyed me.
Kind of intrigued to find out.
Yeah, I'm interested now.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
Okay. he'll be listening to this, and he'll be absolutely pissing himself laughing at this as well. But we'll go into that after. Right. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Apple, Spotify, TikTok. Give us a rating as well. Last question for all three of you. Orla, you can shout out your answer to me and I will put it onto the mic because we'll not be able to hear you.
Well, it's Orla, you probably will.
That's true. One penalty needs scored to save your life. Who takes your penalty, Mel?
I know what Orla's answer is, so I'm not going to steal it. So I'm going to go Kim Little because I've actually never witnessed her not score a penalty.
Yeah.
Mainly because if she's going to step up for a penalty and I'm in the stand, I stand with my back to the pitch, but I've still yet to see her miss a penalty. So,
from someone that scored a hat-trick of penalties a couple of weeks ago, Lily, who takes your penalty?
I'd have to say myself, it was For My Life.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I'm scoring it, to be honest.
Okay. Orla, who are you going for?
Oh, mine's got to be the famous Lily Morrison.
Okay, that's two. That's two. We'll take that. Okay.
Oh dear.
Been a good streak lately,
Yeah.
so I think I'll take my chances.
You're losing a few people from the
the irony when Lily scores the one to save her own life but misses your one.
Money on it.
I'd miss yours on purpose.
Wild.
Brutal.
So just before we go, obviously I've just came in about 3-4 weeks ago, getting to know yous. I've just got to say, I've started to see the difference between men and women's football. I asked your Mo, your dad, this. Maybe how long ago did we have him on, Ryan? Maybe about 3-4 months ago, something like that. I asked what was the difference between men and women's football. There's not much difference, but you're just a lot nicer to each other. I've honestly found that, like you have your moments, right? But like you are actually a team, you know. Whereas with men's teams, they go off and they join their own little cliques. We're a team, we play the same game, but you seem to do everything together as a team. You know? That photo summed you up really well. The one that I reposted into the chat, I think it's a fantastic photo. It just shows the togetherness of the team. And I know I've asked how far this team can go. I think you can go very far. You've got the right man in charge. Like with him leading the way, yourself leading the way, the quality of players we've got amongst us, there isn't a limit just now. We've got to push the limits and test that limits and see how far we can go. Thank you for representing the town, because I might be your assistant manager, but I'm also an Elgin fan first and foremost. I think we all are. Or I might not be from being from Bucky, but but so thank you from Elgin fans. Yous are doing us proud and keep doing what yous are doing. But it doesn't mean I'm going to be any lighter on yous in training. It doesn't mean I'm going to take out Scotland sprints or anything like that. It's my favourite drill. But I hope yous are gaining something from me at the same time. I'm not just into for no reason. It takes the pressure off Mo a little bit. He can concentrate more on working individually with you guys, and you'll notice he's maybe taking pockets of strikers out to work with them on something while I'll be taking the main session. Sarah's obviously a big help. Johnny's a help. But we'll finish off on Chris Foot, because he's the man that makes everything happen. It's not possible without him. A few words from you both about Chris, because until I've been fully involved, I didn't realise the work that goes in. I'm trying to set up a football club myself. Yes, Elgin was already an established club, but the women's team wasn't established. That needed to set up from scratch. How much work does this guy do? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount. I think I didn't really know how much he did, but then when my mum started getting involved on like the sponsorship side of it.
Give your mum a shout out as well, because she's massive.
Yeah,
she's massive.
She's some woman. The amount of messages that her and Chris send back and forth, and the amount of phone calls and that they have with each other, is ridiculous. So that only really scratches the surface of sort of what Chris does at the club. I said on a previous podcast, I don't actually think that man sleeps.
No.
Between his work and all the work he does at the club, he never stops.
Yep.
So I think he just runs on just the pure love of football and must be a strong mix of whiskey and caffeine because there's nothing else I can think of. He definitely doesn't have time to sleep.
Yeah. Well, do you see, like, obviously Mo's your dad, so Chris can almost be like good cop, bad cop. If you're getting it thick for your dad, you maybe get it a bit nicer for Chris because but he's massive for the club, isn't he?
No, I think he came on as a director, and one of his things was to do like the women's side of Elgin City, and he's not stopped. All the sponsorships we got, I think we're on 150 something, 152, something like that.
Mental.
And it's mainly all because of Chris, and like there's not enough that we can do to repay Chris and what he's done, and it's incredible. And like,
does all
I can't put
social
it into
media.
words. Yeah, he does everything.
Absolutely everything.
We wouldn't be here without Chris.
Yeah.
No.
Maisie also wouldn't have her nickname without Chris and his typo in that initial friendly we played with Huntley.
So what was that then?
He spelt her name with an L instead of an I in Maisie. So it's just that. She's been Malsey ever since. Yeah.
Okay.
And it really works.
Yeah. Because I think we had another...
Oh, we have Pocket Rocket.
Yeah.
Sat in the corner.
There's always kind of wee nicknames on the Facebook posts. So.
Yeah. It's fitting, Orla. It's fitting.
Back to 100 miles an hour again.
Right, okay. That'll do us for just now. The Football Journals is now on Patreon. If you sign up on Patreon for just £5 a month, you can get access to our upcoming guests and the chance to ask your own questions, the ability to watch our podcast with full video exclusive, audio only on all other platforms. You can get your episodes earlier than anyone else, sometimes a few days, sometimes a week. You will get your episodes earlier than everyone else. Chance to request guests of your choice. We will do them our utmost to get them on the show, if obviously within reason. I can't go asking Cristiano Ronaldo on the show. And one bonus episode per month. There's already a bonus episode on there. You'll get a further bonus episode every month. Sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J. That's a sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J.